मुझुना पर का कसूर मेरो है गारे मोर के पूछो ना रे मोर बोला आ आ आ
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, check. Hello, 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 check.
के पूछो
Hello, 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 check. Hello, hello.
Good evening, everyone. May I request all of the present people to put their phones on silent so that the performance doesn't get interrupted? Thank you. Hello. So there are going to be multiple sets performed by Guru Parvati Dattaji. So I request all of you not to make any movements during the sets. Once the set is over, you can feel free to do whatever you want. Thank you.
Just use it. Namaste. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome all of you this evening to a Kathak recital by Guru Parwati Dutta. This is the inaugural of a series of events that we at the Performing and Visual Arts Division of the School of Arts and Sciences I'm sorry. What's the matter? I should be here? Okay, we are live streaming, and so I've been requested to come within the frame of the. Yes, so this is the inaugural of a series of events that we at the Performing and Visual Arts Division of the School of Arts and Sciences of Ahmedabad University have put together to celebrate the centenary birth year of Pandit Kumar Gandharva. We have one event almost every month until April. And this is the inaugural, and I'm very happy to welcome you. Pandit Kumar Gandharva, as many of you would know, was a very significant musician of the 20th century in the Khayal tradition of Hindustani music. He belonged to a generation of musicians, many of whom were deeply impactful. I'm thinking of musicians like Ustad Amir Khan, Kishori Tai Amonkar, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, all of whom struck their own path and reinvented the tradition in different ways. But nobody probably challenged, received methods of presentation the way Kumarji did. Nor did anybody address the issue of how to conceptualize a raga as intensely as Kumarji did. Raga is, as many of you would know, it's ragas are defined by their grammar, rules at various levels of abstraction. But Kumarji, though of course he was, very well schooled, he was extremely well trained. As an artist, he sought the melody, the Dhun, the kernel that is at the heart of every raga. A melody, a simple tune that captivates, which then, is an inspiration for Vistar. His oeuvre went beyond Khayal, and he is into Marathi Natya Sangeet, Bhakti Sangeet, and also Lok Geet. His renditions of Nirguni Bhajans are particularly well known. He created Nirguni Bhajans of, poets like, mystics like Kabir, Gorakhnath, and others. He created a stunningly unique soundscape to render these bhajans. And our experience of the mysticism of these poets was transformed. So the way we look at Kabir's mysticism is kind of transformed by how Kumarji handled his padas. And so we at the Performing and Visual Arts Division are very privileged to be able to offer this series as a tribute to this great musician. But why a Kathak recital to celebrate a musician? Kumarji himself was deeply appreciative of the other arts, the power, the beauty of the other arts. And we at the Performing and Visual Arts Division are soon going to be launching this program in the integrated arts. And the underlying vision being that the arts are integrated, they are unified at various levels. And so we have Guru Parvati Datta today. We have Professor Neelkant Chaya in the audience, and he will bring an architect's perspective on Kumarji's music. In fact, that will be the finale. So we have the Adi and the Ant in the audience today. So on behalf of my colleagues, I take great pleasure in welcoming all of you again. And can you please bring the artist inside? May I request our Dean, Dr. Raghavan Rangarajan, to please welcome the artist. Ask the artist to come. The bouquet is there. Guru Parvati Datta.
Your performance is the first performance in the black box. So we're truly very happy that you are.
Our dean will present a bouquet and welcoming gift. I will now request Mahira Nagri to introduce our artist. Mahira is our student studying philosophy, history, and Sanskrit, and is a Kathak student herself. I believe after graduation, she wants to join dancer Daksha Seth's troupe, right?
Thank you very much. Well, I recently graduated in philosophy, history, and languages this year. And I also wish to become a Kathak dancer myself, which is why I've taken a year off to explore dance. Guru Parvati Datta is an Odissi and Kathak danseuse known for her versatility, innovation, and imagination in dance research and choreography. She is the founder director of the Mahagami Gurukul and is the dean of the Performing Arts Division at MGM University, Aurangabad. Known for her technical virtuosity and bearing command on bhav and tal, she is credited with introducing Odissi and Kathak in the Marathwada region, producing several artists, teachers, and researchers over the span of 24 years. Parvati Datta has traveled extensively as a performer and educator in more than 40 countries, including USA, France, Austria, the UK, China, South Africa, and Japan, to name a few. She has received great appreciation from connoisseurs within and outside of India, and has been acknowledged with the UNESCO Cultural Award, Bharat Kala Ratna, Nritya Bhushan, Savitribai Phule Samman, and more. In an extension of her passion for education, she nurtures 3 branches of a Gurukul-based school called Vidyaranyam in the rural areas of Gandheli. She has deeply researched the Tala system of Odissi and Mardal traditions, Drupad, Pakhavaj, and the sculptures of the Ellora caves. The Sangeet Natak Academy has published her writings, and her work as an artist has been documented twice by the BBC. Her book, titled Nritya Gatha, has been published in 5 languages, and she continues to translate her work into exquisite dance productions. Parvati Datta is the senior disciple of the late Pandit Birju Maharaj Ji and Guru Kelucharan Mohapatra Ji. She is also an adjunct faculty at IIM Bangalore. Before we begin, I request that the audience members switch off their cell phones or put them on silent. Thank you very much.
May I request Guru Parvati Datta to please commence her recital? I invite you to take the stage. And another request to younger audience members who are able to sit on the floor. If we have more audience coming in, may I request you to please come down and sit here. You may leave your footwear outside. Thank you. Working?
Namaste. Namaste, dear friends, educators, and Rasikas. My pranams to my gurus, all the Vidwans, Acharyas with whom I was able to spend many years learning about this art form. And I was just sharing this afternoon with a young Kathak learner that having been a student of two beautiful dance traditions since my childhood, I think this is the time for me to see how beautiful the dance tradition is, and also to rediscover the beauty of every aspect of it every day. And as I age with time, I feel younger as a little girl, still mesmerized with the beauty of this dance form. It has never failed to make me feel very normal. I always feel the anga, the lalitya, the anga kavya, the way how any Shastriya dance uses metaphors to bring forth an idea. This is closer to the idea of mathematics, to physics, to philosophy, to so many things. And since I'm in a university, I also feel that while we are talking about integration and interdisciplinary and dialogues between various streams, when I dance, I feel I'm doing everything. I live the mind of a mathematician or a physicist or a psychologist, or you name it and it's there. So to start my conversation, let me first formally thank Ahmedabad University, such a beautiful campus full of life, love, compassion, and this intellectual curiosity to understand every facet of life and learning, both. I think learning and life has to come together, isn't it? So I'm so thankful for this invitation. I'm also overwhelmed to understand and to see that the kind of enthusiasm and at the same time the sincere dedication towards celebrating great legends like Pandit Kumar Gandharva. I think this is where universities today can take the younger generation towards newer horizons, celebrating our legacy, celebrating great creations, great contributions, and at the same time, remaining poised for a more colorful future. Thank you, Lakshmi ji, for bringing me here. And I think of Pandit Kumar Gandharva ji as, we all know, one of the greatest legends. What marked his style of musical rendition was his musical austerity. I would put it like that. His musical austerity. There was a way how he would reduce every phrase, minimalize it, and bring it to the core, to the actual, minimalistic rendition. And at the same time, retaining the power of conveying it. And that austerity, that fakiri, I would say, that fakiri has remained in my consciousness since my childhood. I've been a follower of Kumarji's music. I often felt that for music, is it simpler to touch the abstract? Is it simpler, or is the path easier for a musician to look at abstract? Because as a dancer, my medium is form. Essentially, it is form. It could be form in space, form in time. Both is form, ultimately. So my task is little challenging in the sense that I create a form, but I evoke formlessness. So how do I do that? But at the same time, dance as a medium is beautiful. There are many forms created from space, from the shunya, every moment. They emerge from shunya and they emerge back in shunya the next moment. Unlike the painter who starts in a blank canvas and starts painting, and that towards the end of his work, you see the painting. And the painter and the painting can be physically separated. But over here, the dancer and the dance cannot be separated. So few minutes before and even now, I am the dancer, but I hope to become the dance. And I hope that the musicality of the movement is heard by the Rasikas, just the way I wish to view every alapa, every bandish in its visual form. So this dialogue between space and time is interesting. And I have also felt that great legends, great artists from any stream, music, musicians, they have also thought of visual pictures and brought that vitality into their music. The word Sangeeta is actually a composite term. Today we use it just to describe music. But actually Sangeeta is Geetam Vadyam Tatha Nrityam Trayam Sangeetam Uchyate, meaning vocal music, instrumental music, and dance, all the three together form Sangeet. And that is the strength of most of our Shastriya forms, because somewhere it's a continuation of that idea of including everything, including all the three into your creative expression. Today I begin my dance offering with Rag Gandhi Malhar. This is a very lesser known rag which was composed by Kumarji as a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. And like many other great thinkers, musicians, and great leaders who have been influenced and inspired by Gandhiji, Kumarji had a different take as a musician, as a thinker, as a creative person. I think during the freedom struggle, he must have witnessed Gandhiji addressing people, awakening them, guiding them. And he had this impression of Gandhiji as an ideal combination of karuna and tatastata, meaning being firm, but at the same time compassionate. This picture and this image of his persona remained in his mind. And little later, much later, after the independence of India, Government of India thought of forming a committee to celebrate Gandhiji's contribution. And Pandit Kumar Gandharvaji was invited as one of the members from the artists group to reflect and to suggest what can be done to celebrate Gandhiji's life and contribution. Somehow, I think down the way, this meeting didn't proceed to any further active decisions or any other conclusion or any decision to start something, or maybe a community of thinkers to celebrate Indianness or passing on Gandhiji's philosophy or something. But it must have remained with Kumarji as an unfulfilled task that could have been done. And he thought on his own level that, can I do a tribute to Gandhiji? What I can do? I'm a musician. Then he thought of creating a raga as a dedication to Mahatma Gandhi. he named this raga as Gandhi Malhar. And as many of the music scholars, musicians, and music lovers present in this room would know, Malhar is a is a is a cluster of ragas that essentially comes from the rainy season. So the idea of abundance, the idea of showering, the idea of growing, nurturing, care, and some kind of biodiversity. I think these ideas immediately come with the idea of Malhar. And so we can think that Kumarji so aptly thought of Malhar as the basis for this Gandhi Malhar. For a persona like Mahatma Gandhi, it could have been the most appropriate way of celebrating his compassion, yet the firmness. So in Kumarji's word, he said, I look at Gandhiji as the ideal combination of karuna and tatastata. And here today in the Pavitra Bhumi of Gujarat, while I'm paying a tribute to Kumar Gandharvaji, I'm also celebrating Gandhiji, who was from Gujarat. And I come from Aurangabad, from Mahatma Gandhi Mission, which again is a Gandhian organization. And I have been a follower of many of his thoughts and philosophies. So I begin with this little exploration of Gandhi Malhar. I have named today's offering as Sadgamaya, seeking the truth. Truth was something that Gandhiji aspired to follow, identify, pursue, and practice. And truth remains one of the goals for every creative person, every researcher, trying to remove the darkness and move towards light, towards knowing something. And while we try to know something, can we also take care of things that are around us? So can seeking, searching, and nurturing go together? I look at Rag Gandhi Malhar with all these perspectives of the abundance of nature, the beauty of raindrops, the kind of nurturing compassion of Prithvi, Vasundhara, and then how all these shades actually can create forms of the music, giving a visual translation of the music. And for me, how these forms can again merge and lead me towards formlessness. So I begin Sadgamaya.
Hey ta thi ta ta ta. Hey ta thi ta ta ta. Ta thi ta thi ta thi ta thi 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 ta. Hey, ta, hey, ta, hey, hey, ta, ta, ta. Hey, hey, ta, hey, ta, hey, hey, ta, ta, ta. Hey, ta, 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 hey, ta, 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 hey, ta, 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 ta, hey, ta, ta, hey, ta, hey, ta, ta, hey, 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 ta, ta, thì ta tự thì ta tự thì ta tự thì ta thì ta tạo thì ta tự thì ta tự thì ta tự thì ta thì ở gì biển gì đó ở gì đó biết đó đi để phật đó ngưỡng bạc đó thì tất tất thì cái thì thì tất tất thì đó là bà thiết bà thiết tất thì đó thiết bà thì đó thiết đó thì đó từ từ thì đó
Ho di tu mama sabarupa, 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 tu mama sabarupa. 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 Ekahipata, ekamantra, ekahipata, ekamantra, ekahipata, ekamantra, ekahipata, ekamantra, samada, sab rupa, mama sabaru, mama sabaru, tu mama sabaru. Mama sabaru, pati mama sabaru. Mama sabaru, pati mama sabaru. Mama sabaru, pati mama sabaru. Tu mama sabaru Rupa Tu mama sabaru Tu mama sabaru
लेकिन आप वॉकी टॉकी का बात मत करना है, बाहर जाके बात करें। नहीं, ये चल नहीं रहा। ये लाइट दीजिए प्लीज। ये नहीं हो रहा है। Can you someone help me? It's not. Anyway, I can use like this, but I like to have my hands open. Please don't give the spot right now. I'm here. I just wanted light here instead of the center spot, because I will introduce the piece that I will present. After that, you can proceed with whichever lights you like to have. So thank you so much. Thank you. So I proceed to the next piece, and I will present two short pieces on one of my
one of my journeys with an ancient form of music called Dhrupad. And as you know, Dhrupad in today's times is described as a music heritage. UNESCO has enlisted Dhrupad as the oldest surviving form of music of India. Having said that, I would also like to draw your attention to this journey of Dhrupad. Though there are many researches and many claims and many evidences probably presented by scholars that Dhrupad traces its origin to the Vedic music, to Samagan. But we have to understand that just like biological evolution, suddenly a form doesn't evolve suddenly. It's like our forefathers must be Neanderthals or apes, or there are many researches going on about our evolution too. Just like biological evolution, even the journey of music and dance, it has gradually taken a particular shape, and it's like a flowing river. We have seen so many changes, so many different journeys with our chosen dance forms too. Many gurus and thinkers have taken modern contemporary ideas to work with their chosen dance forms. We have the great Guru Kumudini Lakhia ji in Ahmedabad, who has been one of the pioneers. I don't think it's working. No, I think the wireless is little away from me, probably. So, so while there are journeys about newer work, newer directions, there are similar journeys going back in time and trying to find how this all happened. So in the field of dance and music, these are two working together. These two journeys going back in ancient times and again coming back to the modern times, looking ahead, looking beyond, collaborating, and again searching what are the common threads, because something must have been shared in history. So I think of Dhrupad as a very important component of our dance form, Kathak. Today I'm performing Kathak, but even with Odissi, I discovered that the form of music which is used with Odissi has 4 components, and one of those is Dhrupadang. So what is this Dhrupadang? I have coined this word some 30 years back. I started thinking, what can be done with Dhrupad music as dancers? One option which is commonly practiced is to choose the music and apply your mind, your creative mind, and think of a visual delineation of the music. And many practitioners also feel that Dhrupad is a very bhakti pradhan music, is a devotional music, is virras pradhan, very heroic. You would come across a lot of bandishes on the great dance, the cosmic dance of Shiva, and all these very, very majestic forms with lyrics with majestic flavor. So amidst all those interpretations, I would also like to draw your attention to the earliest reference of Dhrupad Nritya, which is around the 16th century CE. And it talks about a dance which is very Shringar Pradhan, which is very poetic, very lyrical. It has very rich poetry, poetic content, rich music, And it has the ideal balance of tal, of melody and poetry. And so this form must have evolved in the 12th, 13th, 14th century and must have taken shape and must have been identified as Drupad Nritya by the 15th, 16th century. So this is the kind of time that is taken for a form to develop, few hundred years. And so my main work, my research has been trying to understand the medieval texts, trying to understand how this dance was performed, practiced in this period between the 11th, 12th century till the later medieval period, the 16th, 17th century. And there are interesting revelations that came my way. I started thinking of the parampara from where I belong, my guru's parampara, of celebrating poetry and music, and also going back little in time and looking at the Kathak vocabulary of that time. How every movement is actually anga kavya, is actually a movement, not just a movement language, but it is poetry. And how all these elements can come together. I have chosen a Drupadangi composition. It's based on a pada, a verse by Swami Tulsidas. This is from Vinaya Patrika. And it's very interesting. It has a very out-of-the-box imagination. I'm sure there are creative minds sitting in front of me who want to think out of the box. So here is this poet, Tulsidas, who is trying to portray Shiva as being in absolute Shringaric mood. And this is so much contrast to how Shiva is usually described as a yogi, as very serious, very majestic and very grand and very dignified and very restrained. So here is a small, the poet takes a small episode and he imagines that what if Kamadeva's barn was actually struck, because we know that Kamadeva tried shooting an arrow and then he was turned to ashes. But what if the arrow had struck Shiva? What would have happened? For any human to be full of shringar, full of love and passion, it's easy to imagine. But how to imagine Shiva? Shiva, who is the God of gods, probably, who is beyond any comprehension. Imagine if he is affected by the Panchabana of Kamadeva. So the poet says, Dekho bana banyo aaj umakant. ये पूरा जो nature है, ये transform हो गया. It has, Shiva has actually become like the very lyrical and green and full of abundance, that kind of nature. Dekho bana banyo aaj umakant, mano dekha na tumahi ai ritu basant. So who is Ritu Basant? Who is Ritu Basant? Parvati. Not me, but goddess Parvati. So when Ritu Basant visits a dense forest, दोनों के मिलाप से क्या होगा? How the esoteric, the very austere Shiva becomes a very Shringaric Nayak. So it is all described in a metaphorical way with nature. That all the flowers and all the blossoming flora and fauna in nature is like his jewels, like his ornaments. The Kala Kadali Jangha Pad Kamal Lal. जो लाल कमल है वैसे उनके पद लग रहे हैं, as delicate and beautiful. Suchati Kati Kehari. Kehari is lion, tiger actually, tiger. So Kati, the waist is as strong and but agile like the tiger. Kati Kehari Gati Maral. Now Maral in Braja Bhasha can also mean elephant or Hans, the swan. So he walks in a very gigantic way, like a passionate elephant, but also like a swan. ऐसे मस्त चल रहे हैं शिव जी. बदल गए शिव जी. वो जो थे जटा भस्म वाले वो नहीं है अभी, कुछ अलग हो गए. गति मराल. And then भूषण प्रसून बहु विविध रंग. अलग अलग रंग के भूषण, उनके अलग अलग रंग के जो फूल हैं वही उनके आभूषण बन गए हैं. नूपुर किंकिणी कलरव विहंग. तो पक्षियों का जो chirping of the birds is like his ghungroos now. As he dances, see, Shiva will always dance. When he is angry, he will dance, but even when he is full of shringar, he will dance. So he's dancing with the ghungroos, but the sound is as beautiful like the chirping of the birds. Then Tulsidas, towards the end, offers a submission. It's also an apology. This is how the poets used to write. So he says, Kaha Tulsidas suna sib sujan. हे शिव जी, सुजान, आप तो सब जानते हैं. कह तुलसीदास सुन शिव सुजान, उर्वशी प्रपंच रचे पंचबाण. पंचबाण ने मेरे भी हृदय में घुस के क्या प्रपंच रचा. What am I thinking? So that's how he ends. So what he said earlier was just his own imagination and fantasy. So I present this piece in Dhrupadangi, which is my journey looking at the ancient past of Kathak. Keep it somewhere else.
देखो 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 बन बन आद उमा कंत उमा कंत मनु देखन तुम्हें आज बसंत देखो 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 जनु तनु दुति चंपक कुसुम माल जनु तनु दुति चंपक कुसुम माल वर बसन नील नूतन तमाल देखो 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 देखो
Tagatung, tagatagatung, tagatung, digatara, gadala, gadala, gatagatung, tagatung, tagatagatung, tagatung, digatala, gadala, gadala, gatagatung, to, divang, gato, to, divang, gadeli, gadala, 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 gatagana, gatagate, dela, gadala, tagana, gatagate, dela, gatagana, gatate,
गदली जंग पर कमला कल कदली झंग पद कमल सूचती कटी के हरि गति मरा देखो 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 रंग बनु आज कुमार कंत मनु देखन तुम्हें आज बसंत देखो 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 देखो
Ananda, daga, dega, daga, daga, tiskatan, da, gena, kata, daga, kradati, ensaran, daga, daga, tiskatan, da, gena, daga, kradati, ensaran, daga, daga, tiskatan, gena,
देखो 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 भूषण प्रसून बहु विविध रंग भूषण प्रसून बहु विविध रंग चिंतनी कलर विहंग देखो देखो वन बनो देखो देखो वन बनो आनन सरोज कच मधुप पुंज आनन सरोज कचमधुपपुण्य लोचन विसावनानि देखो 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 तुलसीदास शिव सुजान कह तुलसीदास सुनु शिव सुजान पूर्वसी प्रपंच रचय पंचबान प्रपंच रचय पंचबान प्रपंच रचय पंचबान
Just ask not to put the center start throughout, only beginning. Thank you. So that was Shiva in all his glory. Now I've picked another Drupadangi piece, which also is an out-of-box imagination. It's an interesting narrative and it is very relatable. I'm sure all of you love to celebrate Holi, and Holi is a festival not just of colors, but it's also a festival to forget your identity and become a color. That's all. Can you identify each other after having played the Holi for very violently for a long time? So it's interesting. Merge your identity and be something or be nothing. How about that? I think when we come to institutions, universities, we have an ID number, we have some unique numbers. We all have those numbers. We ought to remember those numbers, right? But how about a time when you don't remember who you are, just forgetting yourself for a while? That is bhakti. That is bhakti. And it's like a beautiful vacation. It's like from the daily monotonous routine, you just steal some time, go around, witness something, experience something, become something, come back home. You feel recharged, refreshed, isn't it? Rejuvenated. So bhakti is like that. You become something or you become nothing because it's like merger with the ultimate. And so whoever you are just a bhakta. So Holi, Ras, these are festivals to remind everyone that be nothing and celebrate yourself as nothing and rejoice that moment that exists. I take you to the Holi of Gokul. There is a small pada which I've chosen. And it is about the next morning after Holi. This is by Kavi Padmakar. He has written in Braja Bhasha. And he says, Gokula mein Gopina Govinda Sangha kheli Phagu yani Holi राति भरी प्रातः समय ऐसी छवि छलके. पूरी रात होली खेलने के बाद सुबह ऐसी छवि दिख रही है. कैसी होगी छवि? कैसी होगी? रात भर खेली होगी तो बवाल हो गया होगा. हाँ बवाल हो गया होगा. तो पूरे रंगे हुए, थके हुए, ऑब्वियसली जो इसका पगड़ी होगी, लटकी होगी, कपड़े इधर उधर अस्त व्यस्त होंगे. यू कैन इमेजिन. वो तो हुआ होगा, बट वो तो आज भी होगा. Imagine if you were to play Holi for the whole night, singing, dancing, and playing with colors. You would have been the same, just like the poet describes. So he says, Gokula में गोपिन गोविंद संग खेली फागु राति भरी प्रातः समय ऐसी छवि छलके. देह भरे आलस कपोल रस रोरी भरे. रोरी मतलब वो रंग होता है ना, लाल. रस रोरी, वाई ही सेज रस रोरी इज बिकॉज जिसने लगाया होगा उसने बड़े प्रेम से लगाया होगा. रस रोरी भरे नींद भरे नयन कछुक झपे झलके. सो व्हाट इज सो यूनिक अबाउट दिस होली? ये गोकुल की होली में ऐसा क्या खास है? ये तो आज भी हम खेलें तो ऐसे ही होगा ना. सो नाउ द पोएट सेज भाग भरे भाल यानी ललाट भाग्य से चमक रहा है. भाग भरे भाल औ यानी और सुहाग भरे सब अंग. सौभाग्य से सब अंग ये दमक रहा है. द बॉडी and your being rather is blessed with this moment of playing the festival with Krishna himself. So bhag bhare bhal aur suhag bhare sab ang. पीक भरी पलके अबीर भरी अलके. तो ये डिस्टिंग्विशिंग लाइन क्या है? होली तो सब खेलते हैं, बट द पोएट सेज गोकुल की ये होली है जहां हर एक का ललाट चमक रहा है उस भाग्य से कि हमने कृष्ण जी के साथ होली खेली. So I present this short piece in Dhrupadangi, and all these compositions are sung by Dhrupad singers. So I hope you are able to feel the beauty of the expression by the poet and also the musical genre and how it goes, blends and weds and travels together with Kathak.
राति भरी कांड समय ऐसी छल गोविंद संग खेल भागो राति भरी कांड समय ऐसी छल गोविंद संग खेल भागो राति भरी कांड समय ऐसी छल मैं गोविंद गोविंद संग खेले भागो राति भर प्रात समय ऐसी छवि चलो मैं गोविंद गोविंद संग खेले भागो राति भर प्रात समय ऐसी मैं गोविंद गोविंद संग खेले भागो राति भर प्रात समय ऐसी छवि चलो गोविंद गोविंद संग खेले भागो राति भर गोविंद संग खेले आलस का पूर्ण नींद भरी माली भरे आनंद बाहरी धर्म उठकर परी दिलों के कोना नल के भाग भरे भाल भाग भरे सावा अंदर पीत भरी पल के आदि भरी अल के
Now I move to the concluding piece. Back to Pandit Kumar Gandharvaji. One of his greatest contributions has been his unique musical expression of the Nirakar, of the Nirguni, and especially Kabir. there is a very intriguing book written by Shri Ashok Vajpayee ji, a great connoisseur and scholar of arts. This book is on Pandit Kumar Gandharva ji, and it is titled Sangeet Ke Kabir. And this is how he will be known for years to come. A musician, a guru, a thinker who could recreate this very intense yet simpler metaphor of Nirguni. And as I said in the beginning, that my medium is through the form. And I often think that while creating form, to evoke formless is quite a challenging, interesting, and quite a learning phase to reduce the ornamentation and to minimalize your articulation and expression to the seed form. I see this idea even in our university spaces, Ahmedabad University. I see a lot of rectangular structures, square and empty spaces. So these forms, in a way, facilitate a different idea. Had it been too much ornamented, it would have taken us more towards the more narrative part of it. But to reduce it to just a form, and to a form that speaks less but communicates more, is my take on the idea of Nirguni. And Pandit Kumar Gandharva ji is, with his musical austerity and minimalism, was able to evoke this intensity, the idea of eternity, through just a small bunch of swaras, not making it too elaborate and too much of bhavyata, but to make it very, very simple, just like a simple kuti, a simple cottage, very, very humble setting, very, very humble space, but conveys a strong message. So I also think of my Guruji, Pandit Birju Maharaj ji, whose dance had all the colors, all the flavors. And one of the strongest paths which many Kathak dancers cannot afford to do is to dance with minimalism. Today we see a kind of Kathak which has too many movements every second. And that can bring a different idea of probably dynamism or vitality, or maybe the athleticism of dance, the athletic component of dance. But I have chosen to dance in this evening's offering, looking at this idea of austerity and minimalism. And Maharajji's actually signature style of dancing was about minimalism. He would just dwell in the space and you feel it is dance. But he would, if you ask him, he used to say, I just breathe. My every cell is doing something, and that becomes dance. So the idea of eternity is very interesting when you think through the body. Dancers have to think through the body. So to think of the idea of eternity through the body, through the form, evoking the Nirgun, I conclude today's offering with a Nirguni bhajan of Kabir Das. Sunta hai Guru Gyani, Gyani, गगन में आवाज हो रही है झीनी झीनी. So there are many things which Kabir spoke. He spoke of the formation of the human form and the cosmic connect, and how there is a pulse which is there, which is the core of life, core of existence. And क्या हम सुन सकते हैं? क्योंकि जो गुरु ज्ञानी है वो तो सुन सकते हैं, वो ही हैं जो सुनते हैं. Please keep the lights very simple and white, and thank you.
सुनता है गुरुज्ञान ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञान, सुनता है गुरुज्ञान ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञान, सुनता है गुरुज्ञान ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञान. गगन में आवाज हो रही झी झी, 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 गगन में आवाज हो रही जी गगन में आवाज हो रही जी जी गगन में आवाज हो रही जी जी पहिले आई नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमाया पानी पानी पहिले आई नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमाया पानी पानी पहिले आई नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमाया पानी पानी सब घट पूरा पूरा है सब घट पूरा पूरा है अलख पुरुष निर्वाण हो गगन में आवाज हो रही जी जी गगन में आवाज हो रही जी जी सुनता है दुर्गा से कृष्णा तुमने बुझाई बुझाई कृष्णा तुमने बुझाई बुझाई अमृत छोड़ सो विषय को धारे छोड़ सो विषय को धारे उलटी फांस फसानी हो फसानी हो सुनता है ज्ञान गगन में आवाज हो रही जी 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 सुनता है जय जमाया जमाया फूल पे जय जमाया जमाया माखन माखन संतों ने खाया माखन माखन संतों ने खाया छाछ जगत बपुरानी बपुरानी सुनता है बिनु धरती मंडल की से बिनु धरती मंडल की से बिन सर्व पानी रे बिन सर्व पानी रे गगन मंडल गगन मंडल गगन में आवाज सुनता है ओ हम सो हम बाजा बाजे हम सो हम बाजा बाजे त्रिपुटी धाम सुहानी रे त्रिपुटी धाम सुहानी रे इना पिंडा सुख मनवारी इना पिंडा सुख मनवारी सुख जान हराई सुनता है गगन में आवाज हो सुनता है साधो साधो जय गमति बारी रे जय गमति बारी रे दिन भर रे भर देखे दिन भर रे नजर भर देखे आजर अमर हो निशानियों वचन में आबाद हो रही सुनता है गुरु ज्ञान
Lights, please. Thank you very much, Parvati Dutta ji. On behalf of Ahmedabad University, it's my absolute pleasure to thank you for such a lovely presentation, your refined artistry, restraint. I think it has set a great tone for the rest of this series, particularly the fact that your explorations were of Khayal, Drupad, and then a Nirguni Bhajan. And what can be more appropriate when we want to celebrate Pandit Kumar Gandharva? This event has been possible because of the contribution of many. So please bear with me as I acknowledge and thank all those who have made this possible. Our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Pankaj Chandra, has taken a personal interest in the series and he has supported it and enabled it. Our Dean has also been supportive and has been a source of great moral support. Munil Desai, our admin manager, he has been with us every step of the way, anticipating issues, resolving them. Oh, I have to, it's all right. Okay. Hardik Mewada, he is a man behind sound and lights. We had some, some jitters trying to figure out the complex, sophisticated equipment that we had. And thanks to him and Nitin Nainwal, Akshay Chauhan, Om Jha, and Harish. Thank you so much. Nikhil Shirodkar and his team, we have Tapan Shah and Shalvi, who took care of the arrangements in the black box. Colonel Vineet Menon Vallabhan and Ridul Deka and campus operations. Jaideep for travel desk and hospitality. Communications led by Tanvi Kapoor, Ayush, Harshika. They did a wonderful job of social media promotions and lovely posters, really. Nimay Desai in procurements. IT live streaming by Sejad Mansoori. Rahul Bhale for food services. Housekeeping by Mukesh Patil. And ODS is Vaibhav Kadia here. He was here with us some time ago, but it's a source of great support. Enthusiasm, really. And he helped us get a lot of social student volunteers. I must thank our divisional, PV8 divisional assistant, Chorsi Chang, for being there. She was very efficient and very alert. And we have had a lot of student volunteers. Adya Amar was here taking care of the artist need, and she was also helping with the lights. Rangoli by Saumya, Misha, Ananya and friends, photography by Kashvisha, and other volunteers, Rohan, Sahana, Atman, Mehek, Daksh, Pratyush, Priyanshi, Roshni, Arhan and Sarthak. So thanks to all these student volunteers. And finally, thanks to all of you for being here, for being such a wonderful audience. And on behalf of my colleagues, Professors Aditi Dev, Ranu Rai Chaudhary and Rajesh Naidu, and our senior colleague and mentor, Professor Tejaswini Niranjana, thank you all for being here, and we hope to see you at the rest of the events that we have lined up for you. Namaste. Thank you.